Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of our podcast. I'm your host with the most. I was forced into this role. I'm blinking. Help me. I'm Anthony.
And as always, I am Marquise. Marcelli Elias. The Marcus of the Wells. Please don't call me that. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, honestly, was a video I found yesterday, which really creeped me the fuck out. It was It was from Shane Dawson's conspiracy video. Which I'm gonna say this right now. When I was a kid, Shane Dawson was the shit. I know some shit happened with him.
Talk louder.
Talk a little louder. Okay, is this better?
Yeah.
I'm trying. I just want to be respectful of children.
Yeah. Does he still make videos? Shane does?
He does. It's like once a month, but he makes it's like 45 minutes to an hour worth of footage that he does, and it's something that it's not like bullshit that he used to do, like with the Shanae shit.
Oh yeah, just all those videos were fun. I mean, all things considered.
I'm sorry, I'm a fuck up. Yeah, I used to love that one. I showed Steven it, so I was like, yeah, this was the guy I used to watch, because he was talking about some YouTuber he liked that got some controversial shit behind him, and I'm like, dude, it happens. I'm like, Shane Dawson, and he's like, that name sounds very familiar. I'm like, listen, Shane Dawson, when I was a kid, was the shit, dude. And I, went into showing him I'm sorry, I'm a fuck up. Maybe this year on Christmas, which that music video was fucked up. I don't know if you remember that one, but he's singing the song, and it's all upbeat, and you realize that he's dead, and he just wants one, and he writes Santa a letter saying I just want one more night with my girlfriend, pretty much. And they actually end up dancing and kissing, and it's a sweet little happy moment, but it's he's fucking, she walks right through him and he's dead. It's what the fuck? So it's all fucking weird. So I'm watching this conspiracy, and it's talking about, Shane Dawson is anyway, is talking about how he literally believes AI is going to be the end of the world. And I'm like, okay, how many people have literally said, I, Robot was a movie that talks about AI taking over. But then he gets in detail, which I like about him, is yeah, you guys think I might be crazy, but listen, this is my research. This is what I believe it.
Right.
Do I believe certain of it is an aspect, an asset? Yes. So he goes into, you want to know why TikTok and all these fucking social media apps know what we're interested in, what we're not interested in, genuinely, is because they're using, so on your iPhone, there is an it's got an FR, it's the facial recognition reader. Yeah. It's the facial recognition reader. It's literally filming you and watching you react. Take a picture of you every 5 seconds while you're watching TikTok, while you're watching Facebook, while you're watching all these miscellaneous things. Is she up? No.
Yeah, but she's downstairs.
So it's I don't know if it's the FER rater, but if you check their contract, which me and Steven did last night, literally it's basically you're giving them permission to use your face prints and voice prints anytime you use their filter. So they're generating what you sound like and what you look like. For what purposes? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's that's the depth that he was getting at.
I mean, yeah. But that's always been a thing, and that's why people will say the fingerprint scanner is more secure than the facial recognition.
Yeah, because I don't use facial recognition.
I do. And truthfully, I don't care. What's the worst that can happen? We got your identity. Cancel this card. Cancel that card. Because literally, if I can, obviously, which I could prove that my identity was stolen, I'll get a new social security card. It'll literally be a whole new fucking person. So, it's I understand, it is a big, it's an invasion of privacy. It's a big thing, but at the same time, even things like Facebook and any like thing that you make a purchase off of, literally all that information is sold off to big corporations, so that way you see ads that are tailored to what you bought and what you like. That's how those things keep generating. So your information,
That's also what he was also
yeah,
saying.
like literally anything that is you, the information, like right now your social security card number and everything like that, yeah, you might think it's secure, some big company owns it, like it got sold off. Like anything you own to, like, that is you, like your bank card numbers, you know, like I said, all like information like to you, like address and all this is literally sold off. Why do you think you get junk mail? Like you just get random fucking letters. They have your address. They are gonna be like, okay, well, there's this address. Just send it to them. Like,
right.
That's how these things work. That's literally how it all works.
So that was my stitch on the conspiracy theory. Because honestly, like my thoughts on it are this. I mean, I personally believe that if anything, what they're using AI for is to see what better appeals to try and get us to buy more things, like you just said. That's why they're sending ads about like stuff we like. You feel me?
Right.
Is what I genuinely believe. But the next topic I wanted to talk about is, if you remember as a kid.
Maybe.
Well, I know you remember as a kid. If you remember as a kid, though, creepypasta. What was your favorite creepypasta story?
My favorite creepypasta story?
Because everybody has a favorite. I mean,
Everybody
I'm not sure, but I know I have a favorite.
Oh, fuck. I do have a favorite. Because the only creepypasta I genuinely read/listen to it over and over and over again, because I just really liked it. So it's not. What was it? Was it Jeff the Killer?
I was going to say that's my favorite.
Yeah. That's the common one everybody likes. Like, because there's Jeff the Killer, there's Smile Dog, Slenderman.
Slenderman was a good one too.
Slenderman was a good one.
I miss doing that.
My favorite one was it was Jack the Clown or something like that. It's I'm actually gonna look up the name of it right now.
Jack the Clown. I think that vaguely sounds familiar. I mean, from what I understand, I don't really know. Ow. I think I hear our father.
Laughing Jack. That's what it is. Laughing Jack, and it's about this clown where he's like got like really like long extremities, but he's always in like a black with striped sleeves, and he like mentally messes with you, and I think he can possess you. Like the story was like everything was this older brother and his younger brother, and then the Laughing Jack was influencing the younger brother, but he was also like mentally messing with the older brother, and then the older brother killed his younger brother because he's like it's the fucking clown, and he fucking kills his little brother, and then then he's like realizes, oh, I killed my brother, and he has like a full like mental breakdown, and then like Laughing Jack like appears like and just like grows out of the darkness, literally laughing at him because he killed his own brother, and that's like how it ends. Like, favorite fucking creepypasta. Genuinely gave me goosebumps on that one.
That honestly makes me sad because like I'm your younger brother. You trying to kill me?
I could have done that so easy so many years ago. He'd already been dead.
I mean, I'm sure you wish I was dead sometimes.
I love you, Dad. Just tell me to be anything, I'll do it. I want you to be dead.
I feel like that's you to me most of the time.
When you used to get angry, I was like, if he lost his fucking voice, if his vocal cords ruptured, I think I'd be okay.
Alright, well, before I get into my favorite creepypasta, which I already stated, okay, I just want to know this purely out of my own curiosity, because I've changed as a person.
Of course.
And I am proud of myself. I don't think... I'm genuinely proud of myself. All the mistakes I've made, I've been a really good man. A very calm man and very understanding. When before I'd be fly off the handle. What is would you say, hands down, probably one of the worst moments that you've seen me lose my shit?
Worst moments I've seen you lose your shit.
So where either one, you were very concerned. Number two, you were like, fuck you.
I'm gonna let the record say that. Funny enough, every time you've lost your shit, I never once was concerned about you. Like, genuinely. Like, if you were like, freaked out, I was just like,
I mean, like, concerned for my health. Like, not others, because obviously...
No, like, even for you, I was like, he's not going to do anything. Like, I genuinely knew, like, he's not going to, you know. My father has beef with my cat. It's pretty funny.
Fucking children around there. The fucking cat I almost killed this bull the first time. I turned on the light and I turned around and the cat was there and I almost stepped down. I'm like, fuck, bitch, you almost killed both of us. And then I turned around this time and I literally fucking almost, like, literally stepped on her. I'm like, fuck, bitch, she's still sitting here. I almost killed both of us.
Yeah, she's like, you're the one with the issue, not me.
But you fucking know what you're doing.
Yeah, right. Like this isn't new. We've been doing this.
The last time down here, I was like, Mom, did you put that macaroni away? She's like, nah, I can't make him solid.
Oh, hi, Lee.
Fuck you, bitch. You wanna fucking move?
Yeah, cause you're in here.
Yeah. Now I'm down here. We're still orange one, right? Red one.
Yeah, no. Like, as far as worst moments go, like, I've seen what you've looked like at your worst, like, and that was just depressive. Like, that was. The life was literally gone. There was no light in your eyes. You didn't exist. You were a husk. Same thing with Curtis.
Be taking Xanax.
Yeah. Same thing with Curtis when I rescued his ass. Literally gaunt. Eyes were sunken in. Purple ass bags. Like, he got punched in both eyes. Like, had like no weight on his body. Like, the dude looked dead, you know. Because that's my thing, is apparently that all my friends get with a very terrible woman and they almost die, and I gotta play Captain Save-A-Ho. You very rarely around me. We'll use it, got out of line, is I guess how we'll like view that. Like, you never blew up, got mad when you were like within a vicinity of me. I don't know if that was purely because you're like, I don't want him to see me like that, or if that was just like, I really don't need that to happen right now. But I still think the worst one would then have to be Rosefest. Right when you almost went and killed that kid, and I like grabbed you and yanked you away, like, get the hell out of here.
You saved somebody that day.
I did. And then he still tried to talk shit to me, like, dog, I just literally stopped someone from killing you, so you should be more afraid of me. Which I think is funny, because didn't you say you saw that kid, like...
Then you just be like, sick him, fuck it.
Yeah, right. You know what, on second thought?
Well, no, because, like, that kid had his time. Like,
I was gonna say, but yeah, didn't you end up seeing him, like, a couple months back or whatever?
Yeah,
and he was just like, I don't know who the hell that was, but he's the reason I'm alive today.
Well, no. So this is how it happened. So, I'm not going to name names, obviously, because I think that should definitely be kept private. You know, that's people's lives. We can talk about our own lives, you know, even, like, the names of people that, you know, are very, very close to us. Because, like, Richard doesn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, I will not say his name. But, at Rosefest, he had talked shit about me. Not at Rosefest, but at school. I wasn't around. I went to a different school at the time. I was, you know, saving women from their cults and shit, you know, like a G.
Still love that you got that one chick kicked out of the congregation.
Yeah, sure did. I'm a savior, okay?
Yeah, you were Captain Save-A-Ho.
I was the definition of Captain Save-A-Ho. But I guess what you could say, honestly, was, like, for me, it was more of, I was dating you-know-who at that time, especially during Rosefest. I'm just going to say her name is Lynn. Just random fucking white chick's name. So I was dating Lynn at the time. And it was not like a, you know, I'm gonna say this for the audience. It was a shitty ass relationship.
It wasn't good. Toxic.
It was very toxic. I definitely was manipulative and I gaslighted her. She gaslighted me. Very toxic at both ends. She's probably mainly the main source of my issues that I've had. I'm trying to talk as loud as I can, bro.
That's why I moved the mic. Like, you can maintain like talking like where you want, but I just moved the mic a little bit closer because it picks me up good. But you are quiet, so.
Well, I think it's in my brain. I'm trying to be more respectful of little one, and this is the issue we always have.
Yeah, but that's why I just pushed it closer because it's fine. It picks me up just fine. So.
Anyway, that being said, I had this girlfriend at the time named Lynn, and she was hanging out with him a lot of the time, and he would just talk shit about me. And all the people that I knew who went to school with were like, hey man, he will kill you. Shut the fuck up. He's like, he ain't gonna do shit. He's just a punk bitch. Da 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 da. I'm like, first of all, you're stealing my language. You're stealing my lines. Like, fuck you, guy.
And I wish I could go through my life being naive and just ain't no one gonna do nothing.
Like he was. I mean, that's how he was. And literally, he was with one of Lynn's friends, and we walked by, and then Lynn was like, that's him. And I was like, fucking on site. It was my mindset. Because, like, I have to show. Like, obviously, I have to prove myself to this low-life douchebag who thinks he's the king of the fucking school. Hey, you fucking walked in my shoes, kid. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, right. How's it going? Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Fuck you up.
And I was like, hey, man, you know that Mark Wells kid? And he's like, yeah, dude, fuck that guy. Da 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 da. I'm like, well, he's me. And he was like, huh? And I got in his face, and I'm like, you want to fucking go? Let's fucking go. And without even 2 seconds before I ripped his fucking head off, here's fucking this goon that I love very, very much, who's honestly done way too much for me in my life. He didn't have to, he chose to, but I appreciate it. He got in between us, because honestly, there was like 6 cops surrounding the area where we were. I would have definitely went to jail. Like, absolutely. Like, I probably would have been in juvie. He got between us, and he yanked me away, and I looked at him like, fuck you. But I respect him because of all the things he's done for me. Like, out of anybody in my family, like, he's not even blood, but he's my blood because of... He was there for me. Like, he actually cared if, like, I was dead somewhere. Like, he would make sure I had some guidance. Like, for a long time, I felt like if I was to die in a car accident or something, nobody would give a shit. And he did. He always did. But that's near or there. He saved this kid, because, like, he literally, and out of anybody, like, I'm not afraid to fight anybody. Like, I'll get my ass beat, don't get me wrong. But I would be like, yeah, I'm the only motherfucker who got back up, right? This is the one person and my real dad that I will not ever try to fucking mess with, because and me and Anthony have actually went and fist fought toe to toe. But that's actually something we needed to do. That was our therapy for that day. For real. But anyway, after this incident, and Anthony saved this kid, and the kid was like talking shit to Anthony, like he did not just get. I scared him. Like, you could visually see I scared him, and you saved his life, and he still wanted to talk shit. Months later, I started at Roseville High School. I'm in the hallway, and he looks at me, comes up to me, he's like, he's not here to fucking save you no more. And I fucking let loose like a fucking like.
Yeah, it's like, and like what? I wasn't saving him. I was saving you.
You saved his life, because I honestly at that point was considering murder.
No, I know,
like,
and that's what always
over a
makes me,
bitch. Like, it was stupid.
And like that's what always makes me laugh, because it's just like anybody that knows you can hold your own, and I never intervened like, oh, I gotta stop Mark before like he gets hurt. No, it was like I
gotta protect this other person.
Yeah, right. I'm not in the mood to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with a dead body. I'm not in the mood to just give a statement where I'm gonna lie through my teeth. Like, this last time I saw him alive, I don't know what happened to him. But like I'm just like, no, like And that is my problem. I am very complacent, like to keep the peace, don't rock the boat, and that's just a problem that I'm breaking now, which and I just don't care. If I rock the boat, I rock the boat. If it got rocked, obviously it meant something, you know, but like, I was just like, no, I gotta keep the peace as much as possible, because even though I wanted to be the angriest, and I was, and I wanted to always like have those explosive moments, seeing other people do those explosive moments, that part of me was like, that's fucking stupid, stop it. Like, that kept me from having those moments, as I had to rein everybody else in.
Well, it's like, so like, he said that, he was like, you don't have him to fucking save you anymore, and like, Lynn was there, and she was like, you fucking up, you fucking done fucked up, and she was gonna call you, but what ended up happening is, I was notorious for this. I fucking grabbed him by the back of the hair, and I fucking headbutted him as hard as I could, and he fucking passed out. One fucking boom, gone. And then right when I dropped out of Roseville High School, he came up to me and shook my hand, and was like, "I'm not messing with nobody, like you." Like,
I know you humbled him.
I did. I mean, like, I'm sure if I seen one of Lynn's ex-boyfriends recently, and I chased him around Roseville with a fucking 4-way, you know, in auto class. That's just a whole toxic thing. But I was at a bar, you know, and I had a few drinks, and I was like, and by end of the way, I don't usually drink alone anymore. And it was about December, and it was like around Christmas time, so it was like I was 22.
Yeah.
And I had been to AA prior to that and stuff like that. And because I did have a drinking problem, I can say that. I definitely did. But this time I was like, okay, I'm by myself. I had a few drinks. I'm going to go home. And I'm drinking my drink, and all these people from Roseville walk into this bar. And mind you, I'm in St. Clair Shores, and I've never had this happen unless it was my younger brother, Jordan.
Yeah.
And a few of his friends that had gone to Roseville. And I'm like, wait a minute. This kid looks very familiar. And he walks up to me, and he's like, is that you, Mark? And I was like, who's asking? Because, like, I didn't want to be rude. And he's like, dude, it's me from high school. Like, dude, you were, like, so cool. Like, whatever happened to you? I was like, I dropped out of high school. My girlfriend committed suicide. like, you know, like, I had a fucking crazy life, man. Like, I went to boot camp. I got a GED. I went to film school. Like, we shot the shit. And he's like, dude, you wouldn't believe who's here? Lynn's fucking ex-boyfriend. I was like, oh, my friend that fucking left me for her? Or she left me for him? You know, after I tried killing myself? So anyway, I go up to him and I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry I almost killed you with a tool in auto class. With a drink in my hand, and I had the beard at the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, for a second I thought you were Keanu Reeves. He's like, for real? Like, to be real? He's like, dude, you're apologizing to me. You don't have to. I was like, what? He's like, dude, that bitch did the same fucking thing to me. And I'm like, fucking no way. It turns out she left him for another buddy of mine that was also a buddy of his that I played football with. And then she left that guy about 2 years in for another buddy of mine. And now they've been together for 3 years.
She went after the whole flock.
She went after me, my younger brother Jordan. She went after majority of my friends. Like, not like we were okay. Like, we hung out all the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously I hung out with you guys, but that was like my little hidden, like, secret fucking, like...
Yeah, right, your gang of hoodlums.
Like hanging out with you guys was more of like, okay, like, I am the youngest here, but also it was more of like a family kind of environment, you know, like...
Right.
We cared about each other. We loved each other. Like, the only person I really cared about in that group was Richard and Jordan. Yeah. And it's like, I knew most of them were not gonna, like, I'm not gonna hang out with past high school. Like, I knew it. I also never thought I would finish high school. You know, like, I also never thought I'd be alive past 18.
I feel that.
But anyway, let's cut that bullshit. I would say my favorite creepypasta is Jeff the Killer, and I can't recite it anymore. I'm not like Jeremy in the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog tales.
Yeah, that shit is ingrained in me.
Dude, honestly,
I'm convinced he fucking wrote it at this point.
Me too, but honestly, I want him to fucking on a podcast one day. Just fucking, when you have him come over, just fucking say it on the fucking,
like, can you still recite that whole fucking podcast? And I bet you he will. Or at least the vast majority.
Yeah, because I remember he used to play it, like when we used to stay the night, when you debit or credit us.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, you guys want to watch this? And I was like, no, do not fucking put it on. And
I
he
used to
puts it on.
I
I'm
used to
like,
put
dog.
I used to tell him to put him on sometimes. I remember him. He was the first person to ever really show me Naruto. Like, you were the first person to ever make me read. And I love reading. So, the next is, what is your best conspiracy theory? Like the one that you were like, okay, this has to be fucking real.
I'm chock full of them too, and like that's the funny thing. Like asking me that, like,
And I know you are. That's why it's like I thought that was a good topic to bring up.
right? Like when I think of like the obvious first one, I guess would be like the way to describe that for me is like I genuinely believe that 9/11 was an inside job. I'll take whatever flack the audience gives on that, but like 100%. The facts are there, you know, and just like how certain things played out and like other things that happened, like it. I'm sure maybe part of it could have just been like maybe it was a fluke, you know, maybe it was they had planned to do like, you know, something to the towers, and then an actual terrorist attack carried out, and they're like, no shit, and like
You're like, wait a fucking minute.
they're like, whatever, it works.
What have you? Well, it's like.
But
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know, like my actual like conspiracy. I used to fucking have one too. I had one that I kind of conjured up myself, where it was because Mars used to be like a green planet as lush as Earth, that we all lived on Mars at one point, and when we like either some cataclysmic cosmic event happened, or we just expunged its resources, and then we jumped ship to the next blue planet.
I mean, that does sound kind of, accurate in my opinion.
Well, because you factor in like
Yeah, because there's statues and shit on fucking Mars. Apparently, I don't know.
monoliths, which are just big like pillars, like, you know, but all like Egyptian hieroglyphs and like ancient paintings depict like spacemen or people coming down from the heavens, you know, that aren't, you know, like angels or gods of sorts. They're just like coming in like a ship type deal. And throughout all eras of history and, you know, whatever, like, you know, you see that, and it's just like, yeah. So my conspiracy theory is that, yeah, like those depictions are like, you know, because all these grand things got built, and in times where like it should have been literally impossible, like with what was at hand then you couldn't do, and then now we're at the age where like nobody's making anything fucking cool.
Right. It's like, honestly, it's like the older I get, the more like conspiracy theories. I'm like, wait a fucking minute.
Wait just a yeah.
Well, it's like, for me, it's like, for the longest time, I remember like in science class when we were kids, especially, we did go to the same elementary school and shit. I think the only school that we didn't go that was the same was middle. You went to Eastland, I went to Roseville.
I didn't go to Eastland Middle.
You went to Roseville Middle?
Yeah.
Okay. I must be tripping.
Yes.
You are
Tripping
correct.
correct.
Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. You haven't sent me a gift on Pokemon Go, by the way, and I'm really upset.
Ignore him. He won't stop talking about it.
I'm just trying to get my research, bro.
Since my phone was, my screen took a shit, and I had to get replaced and all that.
I remember that.
My phone.
Did it fucking die again?
For 3 weeks. No, it hasn't. But I haven't been on it since then. So.
Are these mom's graham crackers?
Most
Our house
likely.
pictures.
Okay.
See my sea chargers on.
Oh.
Well, yeah. So I think my like conspiracy theory is that I'm sure to an extent we are an evolution, but I also think that we aren't all what we.
What's the name of the street? Jeanette?
That I'm on, yeah. No, this is Dartmouth. Why?
just talking to someone.
Who?
Which we gotta talk about something.
Or we're gonna talk about something. There's always something coming out of your fucking...
Well, I mean, it's kind of bad. You're definitely gonna be upset with me. But not because I'm taking the steps I need to be in. Like, I'm going to therapy. I'm on anti-anxiety meds. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm trying to quit the smoking. But I did something.
I don't gotta take care of a kid, do I?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't have to take care of a kid.
I'm already taking care of my kid.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to even take care of my kid. At that point on, I think you'd be like, oh, he's dead, whatever, goodbye.
I'm like, oh shit, he stopped breathing. Good luck.
Yeah, at that point, you're just like, I'll have a memory of them vaguely.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't know. I'm trying to actually just be a better person. So, I mean, hopefully, if I did pass, you'd be like, I love this guy.
I want my drink. I'm gonna grab my drink. But keep talking.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know what he views me as sometimes. I mean, he's a hard person to read. You'd expect, since I've known him since fucking ever. Like, I've known him 20 years of my life.
I'll put it the best way Sean ever worded it. Quite literally, I am an enigma. I am Patrick Stark. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. Because you can't fucking read me. I'm happy, sad, mad. Well,
I can do the mad and, like,
yeah,
mad
you
and
can.
happy.
If you know me, you can. But, like, to, like, an outside person, they'll be like, I thought he'd be mad. Like, oh, he fucking is. Just don't let that look fool you. He's fucking seething right now. I don't know. What's your conspiracy theory then? Like, what's your number
conspiracy? One? All right. So I think this might just be because I do have mental issues.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So why?
Well, hold on. Let me finish this text. But I'm also going to be talking as well. I'm just trying to, what's it called? Multitask.
Mark is very bad at that, by the way.
I have a one-track mind type thing.
He's also dyslexic.
And I have brain damage.
Perfect combo.
It's very great. I'm almost read my text. It's like, yeah, I shouldn't say that out loud.
Probably not. So continue.
Yeah. I almost read. Just have to be like, I can't wait to come over.
Dog.
Hey, baby, have you ever had your asshole licked by? Oh, God.
I have an inkling I'm going to slap the shit out of him after this. That's why I'm having my second drink for the night.
I will say I didn't do anything. I thought of something, and I was sad. And I didn't say the normal spiel. I should say.
Sad Matsy.
I wish it was like that, but no. It was to the point where I could have done something, and I didn't. And I had to look within myself and be like, why is it like this? And I came to a lot of conclusions that, you know what, honestly, I am fucked up. And it's not, and I'm tired of blaming certain things on certain people, and a lot of it was I had to look within myself, you know. So
no, I like to look within myself. I just remember that fish guy, the SpongeBob. The power within. The power within. The power within.
So
yeah, man.
So honestly, to talk about your conspiracy theory, you know, for a long time I really liked structural. The way, like, when I walk into a room, my brain is so overloaded with things that, like, I have to find an exit, kind of like how you are. Like, in my head, I'm mapping out the room, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also mapping out, like, from the floor to the ceiling, and I'm trying to envision what it looks like where the walls aren't, like, where the framing is and all that. Like, when you see this lamp, your brain puts a lamp. My brain puts the light bulb, and then this, and it's like all wires connecting.
Yeah.
Which a lot of that also of people who have that is actually called low. It's something low in ambition. It's basically your brain. Like, that's why I'm good at reading blueprints. That's why I'm good at putting things together. It's because my brain has already put it together before I did. it's like with you with computers. Like I swear you're like that too. Because when you see a computer, you already kind of know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I can't do that with computers, but I'm like mechanically like it's weird. But to say that my favorite conspiracy theory when it comes to stuff like that, and to touch base on that, when I was at Dryden High School, I took blueprinting. And we were looking at the blueprints of 9/11, and we had to do this whole presentation on how and why did the towers collapse the way they did. Which this is what I love about backwoods fucking schools. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They believed it was an inside job, and they're not allowed to even tell you what their personal beliefs are.
Yeah, there's a narrative they gotta push.
But they still do. He didn't push this on me, but I was the only one who thought out of the box. We had the blueprints set in front of us, me and my group, and I told them, there's no way structurally this could happen the way it did. Especially when the second plane went through. When a plane goes through a building, and honestly, I can do a demonstration of it with a cardboard box. If I took a knife or a dart, and this was flimsy, right? I threw it, and it goes right through, right? With enough force, it'll tilt. Right?
Yeah.
The tower didn't do that. It withstood the impact of the plane. But when the second plane hit, it didn't tilt again. Withstood the structure.
The second plane was in the second tower, though, wasn't it? Like each
Yes.
tower got hit once.
That's what I'm trying to say. One tower got hit, the other tower got hit. Tell me why then it collapsed from the underneath.
Yeah.
Even the momentum of the structure hitting here, it would have dissolved here, but it wouldn't collapse straight down. What they did when they were building the building, they also went behind everything and took out, like, they placed everything with different funds. Like, did you know that they actually sprayed the beams with fire retardant? So that means if airplane jet fluid got onto one of these beams, it would liquefy it. So you're telling me when they built this, they were like, okay, a plane could crash into it.
Right.
And it would still withstand, right? A plane did. Why would you spray something that jet fuel gets on it, it'll dissolve? But even then, that still doesn't make sense. It would have dissolved here, not from the bottom.
Melt steel beams. The classic meme. But it's true.
It can't, because of when you put that retardant, because it acts as like a certain type of chemical reaction, like basic chemistry, which I'm not good at. But that's what I was explaining to my teacher, and he's like, you're the only one that knows how to really think outside of the box. He said that I'd been really good at drafting, which I ended up dropping out of that class.
I took drafting. I loved it.
I like reading blueprints, it's fun.
And then there's Building 7, just collapsed out of nowhere.
I didn't know about that one, but my favorite conspiracy theory is the Titanic one.
Really?
Think about it. Okay, the guy, I forget his name, but we're just gonna say Dickhead. All right, Dickhead was the main owner of the Olympic. Okay, and what they did is they were making the Titanic. Now, for insurance purposes, what he had a plan was he was gonna build the Titanic, swap it, right? Make the Titanic the Olympic, make the Olympic the Titanic, and then sink the Olympic, which is now, in turn, the Titanic.
Yeah, all for
and it killed,
tax purposes.
All for insurance purposes.
Yeah, sure.
For insurance fraud, because I swear he knew somebody was gonna hit the iceberg. Like he planned.
It's the same thing with like the towers of it being like an inside job. Is that the owner of the Twin Towers ended up?
There were supposed to be so many wealthy and great people on that ship.
When it sank, the wealthiest man in the world at the time was on that ship.
And there was also...
He was also the last in like that
era.
Yeah, the heir of his family too. So that family died with him.
That's crazy. But that's like one of my favorite conspiracies, because you honestly can see it in through pictures. If you see the photo of the... honestly, I'm going to talk about the fucking submarine for a second. You couldn't pay me fucking enough to go in that fucking submarine. I'm sorry.
No, if I'm getting in a submarine, I'm going with James Cameron. He's the only one because he went down the Marianas Trench and back up.
I mean, he went and seen the fucking Titanic. He had lunch on the Titanic when 9/11 happened. Think about that. Motherfucker was on the fucking Titanic in a submarine eating lunch when 9/11 happened. Explain. Was Bush there? Because I think Bush was. I think
You
he was.
we found the Titanic on accident.
Who did? James Cameron?
No, we did. Like the Titanic was found accidentally.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because it sank. I think when we found it, it had been 70 years since it happened, since like 1970 when we found it. So it sank. It doesn't matter how big something is. Over time, it will move. Like, the current will push it. So, from where it sank to where it is, and I think it still technically moves, but like very minute. I forget exactly how many miles, but it was like not at all where it sank. So, I think there was if it was our Navy or whatnot, but it was basically a routine mission because we were looking for like nuclear submarines. Like we were like checking underwater, like looking for something, and then we kind of, I don't remember if it was we ended up seeing it, or if like something popped up on our radar and we're like, what the fuck is that? And then boom, it's the Titanic. And I'm like, oh shit, we just found the Titanic on accident.
Yeah, which I mean, like, that's one of my favorite conspiracy theories right now. The next few topics I have, and we can save it a different day because it's getting late, and I have to go to Secretary of State early in the fucking morning, and I also have to see my friend. But to end this off on my part, it's been a pleasure, as always. This is something that gives me enjoyment, and I have to acknowledge that. So I'm going to try and at least do this a lot more when we obviously have the chance. I mean, we both have really good different lives, and I'm proud of my brother. I really am, and I'm just trying to be more grateful because I'm not, and I'm trying to be more open about how I feel. And I think that's honestly what anybody should do, especially when you're in a dark place. And I just want everybody to be good and happy. I just want to make people laugh and have a good time and listen to our bullshit stories for a while. So with that being said, I'm saying good night and have a good one, and I'm going to give you to the main host that I coerced into this shit.
Yeah.
So.
I think, with that, 'cause it's almost midnight. I only was going for an hour, so it's not a bad podcast, but we'll do a continuation off this episode. Like I said, we'll finish off those last couple of topics, but generally we just had really good fluent conversation, which I enjoy. I'm hoping we can get Jeremy back in on this. He was literally here for the first fucking one, and then not. Which I'll talk to you about that after this podcast. So, yeah, I think I will also call it a night. Once again, it's been Negligence of Youth. Just two dudes shooting the shit. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, comment if you want, share it with your friends, or don't. Keep it to yourself, you greedy little punks. Hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And with that, we bid you adieu.